Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 644 of the Immigration Answers Show. How is everybody doing? I am getting ready to share the link. There it is. I will share it from time to time. I will be here for the next hour or so. Then I might take a few days off. I'm going to be traveling, got a lot going on. Probably won't do a show until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. So maybe might do a show tomorrow. Listen, if you're not on our text line, text the word show to 314-470-3300. That is how we alert everybody of when we are going live. We sent that out this morning around 6 to let you know that we were going live today at 10. So sometimes it's literally right before we go live. So I hope if you want to ask me a question that you'll come into the waiting room. Let me post that link again so that you have it, and then we'll get started. So lots to talk about today, lots of things going on in immigration. For those of you who don't know, Eichelin says, go try that Jamaican bun and cheese. Go try that Jamaican. I need to get to Jamaica. That's all there is to it. I got to go see Donna. That's just all there is to it. So we'll try to make that happen in 2025. That would be really fun. I need to go to Argentina too, to see all of our friends, all of our team members down in South America. That would be fun. Let's see who's here. Raven's here. Marla is here. Creaky Bone says hello. Hope says hello from Florida. And Searing is doing some laundry. Emmanuel's here. Hello, Emmanuel. Rich giving the big ups to all the yardies. Good to see. Good to see. Jamaica, I'm sure, will have a lot of good entrants in this year's Olympics. Is the Olympics something that is on your guys' radar? Are you going to pay attention? What's your favorite Olympic event? I myself like the swimming and the track and field, all the running. That's sort of the fun stuff for me. Gymnastics is cool. I don't really get that much into it. My kids are excited about soccer. And of course, there's no softball in this year's Olympics, but in 4 years, when the Olympics are in Los Angeles, they will have softball as an Olympic event. And those games will be played not too far from here in Oklahoma, because Oklahoma has a really big softball field, the biggest softball stadium in the country, I believe. We're getting a lot of love from Jamaica today, so we should give it up to Jamaica and their track team. It's going to be fun to watch. Good stuff. Rich is excited, Lynn is excited, and Eichelin is excited. All right, so I will post the link one more time. Remember, this is not a substitute for legal advice. This is just me talking generally about immigration things that I think about when people give me factual scenarios. Feel free to use an alias. Feel free to talk about your friend Eddie, whatever you want to do. If you have confidential stuff that you don't want the world to know, make sure that you act accordingly. Oh, Dammy's here. Hello, Dammy. Oh, all the yardies are here. All the yardies are coming out now, so you got to love that. I'll be rooting for Jamaica and the U.S. in the track events. All right, Emmanuel is here first. Let's go to Emmanuel. Hello.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Jim?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm back again. Thanks for having me. So I reapplied for my work authorization, and they have given me a 4 month timeline till the next. So I just wanted to know.
Yeah, go ahead. No.
Sorry, I'm kind of getting. I want to know. Is there a way to speed up the process?
No, you're just
or
chilling.
what? Because I'm kind of.
They don't care.
Damn.
I mean, they would say, no offense, but they would say it was your fault for filing too early, not their fault. I mean, they make mistakes all the time. But I mean, you can ask them to expedite it, but most expedite requests are rejected. So I don't think they're going to do anything fast.
Wow. So okay, so in the case of the 4 months,
and get your mind around it might be 6 months. It might be 2 weeks, but it could be 6 months. Stated processing times, online portal updates, that stuff's all bullshit. None of that stuff means anything about one particular case. Those are all just estimates. They cook the books, they cook the numbers. None of that stuff means anything, and you certainly can't rely on anything like, Oh, I promise, Mr. Employer, that I'm gonna have a job or I'm gonna have a work authorization in 3 months, 7 days, and 14 hours. Just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so how? So my chances of getting approved, are they high or slim?
Well, for your EAD,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, almost everybody gets their EAD. Your denial is one of the few that I've seen.
Wow. All right. So yeah. So that's why I wanted to ask if there's a way to like speed up the process. But if there isn't, then I'm gonna just have to wait.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
See you next time.
All right, bye. Idris is here. Hello, Idris.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Thank you. If you remember me, I'm the guy that told you that I received my I-130 approval in 12 days. You remember me?
No, but that's good news.
I received my I-130 in 12 days, and I was F2A in category F2A. But then my father naturalized. I changed it to IR2, immediate relative 2. So I'm wondering, I'm turning 21 in 1 month, and I'm waiting for my interview. Uh, will that cause any issue?
Well, let's back up. So, when did you come to the United States?
I'm not in the United States.
Oh, there's
I'm
an
waiting for
overseas
my
base.
interview.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So, who petitioned for you?
my father.
Your father was a green card holder and now he's a citizen?
Now he is citizen, and I changed my category from F2A to IR2
Okay.
like a month ago. I
Because he
changed it.
became a citizen.
Yes, yeah.
Um, and when is your interview and when do you turn 21?
My interview is not clear. They didn't schedule it yet. And in month August, 6th of August, I will turn to 21.
Okay, so what's the question?
So the question is, if I turn 21, will that be a problem for my interview?
No, you're fine.
Like some guy told me that if you turn 21, they will ask you and they will change your category to another thing.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Because you're the
Okay.
child of a U.S. citizen. That should not happen.
Also, sorry, one more question. Can someone reapply for I-130 while he or she have a pending I-130?
Sure.
Isn't that an issue?
No. Like,
Oh,
what would
okay.
be? Are you talking about you or somebody else?
No, for the same person.
Um, no. What I'm saying, are you talking about your situation or a different person's situation?
No, different person, different person.
So, who would be the different people filing the I-130s? A spouse
You
and a
know, my for a
or
spouse. You know, my father filed I-130 for my mom when he was a green card holder, and he also noticed that there were some mistakes in his application. And when he naturalized now, he wanna try to reapply for her.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
So we can we reapply for the same person when he or she already have a I-130 pending?
From the same petitioner
Yeah,
because of the mistakes.
yes.
Why not just clean up the mistakes?
You know, we try to clean up the mistake, but they are not answering us.
Well, filing another I-130 in that scenario would be a bad idea. Don't do that. Just keep bothering them and put it in paper and document it.
You know, my father forget to send the real evidence for them, and he submit the evidence after he received the the receipt from I-130.
Okay, that seems silly, but he should have just waited. He's not doing things right. He sends in a bad application, then to try to fix it, he sent this. This is all bad.
So he shouldn't reapply it.
Only if he's going to withdraw the old one.
Oh, okay.
Good luck,
Thank you,
Idris.
James.
Bye, buddy. All right, all right. Antonio says, good morning, everyone. And Antonio says, Karima is here in the United States. Thanks for all your advice. Glad to hear it, Antonio. I remember talking to you many times about that scenario, so I'm glad that it all worked out. Tell Karima best of luck and welcome to America. All right, all right. Debbie's here. Debbie, you're not driving, are you? No. Oh, you're at home. How you doing? Hello, Debbie. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. We'll come back, Debbie. Let's go to Olasapu. Olasupo, I should say. You're on mute.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, buddy. Good. How you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah, I have a quick question for you. I went for marriage interview for my green card on the 26th of last month, and up till now I've not seen, and my I-130 and I-485 was approved. Up till now I've not seen the green card. Does it take much time to come?
Incredibly, stupidly, yes. What I'm hearing is 2 months now. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
See ya. All right. That was easy. Omar, hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
thank you.
I'm
So
good.
you
How are
have
you?
yeah, very good. Thank you. Yeah, just have a quick question. We applied for the I-130 just a couple of days ago. My wife is a US with like my visa until the I-130 be approved.
You could. When did so how long have you had the visit visa?
It's 10 years valid. I have him for like a year now. I've been there 3 times.
Okay. And when did the I-130 get receipted?
A couple of days ago.
Okay. Well, if someone in your situation, I mean, I'm not a big believer in the K3s. I think those are, that's sort of a myth that it makes things faster. I think every now and then it does, but I think it's actually just because the case happens to go faster, not because the person filed a K3. The State Department won't process it. It's just people think that if they file a K3, it makes the I-130 go faster. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I haven't seen any real evidence of that. But if someone in your situation had a visit visa and came to the United States and then decided to stay here, they could just adjust their status here and not have to worry about the embassy at all.
No, we want to just do the consular in this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say every time you enter, just make sure that if anyone asks, is there an I-130 pending for you? Yeah. Or do you have a spouse? Yeah. Like just always tell the honest truth and then you should be fine.
Okay. So we should have no problems if I decide to visit city now and then while waiting. Because I've been, some people, I've been reading online that says they do not suggest I could be sent back. I'm just afraid to
Technically, yes. Technically, you could get sent back, but I think that's unlikely.
Okay.
But that's the risk of coming to the United States on a visit visa when you have a U.S. citizen spouse.
It's a risk.
It's a risk. It's a small risk.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Bye, Omar. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Yep, later. All right. Let's see. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Jim. Would you mind taking me off camera?
Done.
All right. How are you today? Thanks for doing this. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Just maybe a question or two. My friend of mine won the DV 2025 lottery. He's an F1 student, and he's currently, during the summer, back in his home country. So he'll be traveling back to the U.S. On September 1st to go back to school. The question is, when he returns to the U.S., I know this 60-day rule, 90-day, I don't know if it's rule, but, advice not to file, 485 until sometime after entering. Does that, of course, that I've heard you say that many times related to marriage cases. Does that also apply to a DV lottery winner? That type of advice where processing the. I'm not saying processing the 485 at that point. Of course, the number needs to come current, which will be probably sometime in early 2025. I'm talking about paying the DV lottery fee, submitting the DS 260, that sort of thing, which demonstrates immigrant intent. Could he do that September 2nd, or should he wait 60 days, 90 days on DV lottery type case?
It'd be 60 days. The rule does apply if you're reasonably confident that based on their line number as compared to last year, that
Yep.
they're not going to get to file for adjustment until January or February. Then I would definitely wait. I would definitely wait the 60 days. No reason to create an issue. Probably not an issue. No reason to create one.
Gotcha. Okay.
But hold on. There's a different question. I mean, number one, kudos to you for even thinking about this. Okay. But I think there's even another question that we need to step back for a second. So this person's been on an F1 for a while.
About a year.
Their visa remains current in their passport.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have to go to the embassy to be able to come back to the United States.
No.
Okay. And then the question then I think is, could the fact that they applied for and won the DV lottery give CBP reason to give them trouble when they enter?
Right.
Like, if it were me and you were asking me, should they go? I'd say I wouldn't go if I were you. But if they've already gone, I just think they need to be ready to be able to explain that they are continuing with their studies. They have every intention of graduating. They have a valid I-20. They're, I applied on a lark, and I have no intention of applying for adjustment in the next 60 days. So please let me in. I don't think any of it's going to come up. I'm just saying in general that they should think that through.
Yeah, got it. Gotcha. I'll advise on that. One other question on this sort of case is, I'll actually be the financial sponsor for this person. I'm a U.S. citizen currently. Sometime in the future, probably in the next year or so, I may renounce my U.S. citizenship.
Why?
How does that? A lot of reasons. I can get into it in a minute, but how would that impact the sponsorship, the financial sponsorship commitment to this person? Is that independent from this person, or does it impact their ability in the future to naturalize?
No, it's not going to affect their ability to naturalize. I mean, I don't think it's ever going to catch up to them. I think that they make a determination at the time they do the affidavit of support to see, is this person a citizen or green card holder? If yes, then keep going, right?
Yeah.
So I would think your obligation would continue even if you gave up your citizenship. But of course, I've never actually heard of them enforcing an affidavit of support. So there's that too,
Yeah. No, I'm planning to renounce my citizenship for lots of different reasons. Some of it is, I'm 55 years old, so I've worked outside the U.S. for the last 7 years or so. Okay. I have no intention to return to the U.S. At this point. I'm dual citizen. I have a Canadian citizenship, so I can go back.
Do you have any sort of family do you have any sort of family in the United States?
Yes. My adult children are in the U.S.
I would strongly encourage you not to give up your citizenship. What do you gain by giving up your citizenship?
Well, one big gain is taxes, worldwide income tax.
Okay, so that's above my pay grade. That's above my head. If that's
one of the big reasons. So it's in. I mean, that tax would be, in my situation, in the millions of dollars.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. So then I defer to you on that. That's bigger in my head. But from an immigration standpoint, I would try to figure out if there's any way you could keep your citizenship, because you just never know.
Yeah, I understand. I guess my backup plan is I have a good Canadian citizenship, which I can enter the U.S. without a visa.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
See you,
Have a
buddy.
good
Good
day.
luck. Yep. All right. All right. Michelle is back. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Jim. Thank
How-
you so much for having me on. Is it okay if I remain off camera?
Done.
Thank you, sir. So, I am here on a student visa and currently divorced. The reason I mentioned that is because um, I have a protective order on for my ex-husband, and he has created a lot of trouble for me. I need to make a trip to Indonesia to settle some um, citizenship issue. I'm a Singapore citizen, but I have also Mexican descent. So I need to go resolve some citizenship issue. I'm worried that if I cross the border as a F1 student, he may report me and stop me from coming back into the US. If he claimed that I have a boyfriend and is coming in for a green card marriage, even though that's untrue. I do have a boyfriend, but we have a stable relationship and have no intention of just marrying for the sake of a green card. Is there a danger there?
So, how long have you had your F1 visa?
I have had my F1 visa for the past 7 years.
And as of right now, do you have a valid visa stamp in your passport?
My passport has expired, so I am getting a new passport this month. So the new passport would not have it, but I do have my I-94.
Right, but I want to know about the visa in your old passport. Is it valid or has it expired?
It has expired.
So that means that if you leave the next time you leave the United States, if you want to come back, even with an I-94, even with an I-20, you need to go to the embassy to get a stamp in your passport. You know that, right?
Okay.
You have
Which embassy?
the embassy probably the embassy that gave you the visa the last time.
That would be back in Singapore, and it would cost too much
So
to
that's why
fly back there to do that.
So that's why you shouldn't leave the United States. You can't. Once you leave, you're not coming back until some embassy gives you a new visa.
Even with the I-20.
Yes, sweetheart. Yes, 100%.
Oh,
So your I-20 extends your. So when you enter on an F1, you're given what's called duration of status. You can stay
yeah.
as long as you maintain your status. But if you leave the United States, if you went to Mexico or Canada for a day, you would not be able to come back because you don't have a valid visa. Your visa is your ticket into the United States.
Okay. So technically, I have to fly back into Singapore to
Well,
get that.
you could try to get some other embassy to give you a visa, but usually they don't want to mess with that because they get their own shit to deal with. Mexico, Canada, England, they don't want to be hearing people from Singapore because they want the Singapore embassy to do the work. They don't have to do the Singapore embassy's work for them.
Right. I do have to make a trip to Mexico.
Well, you shouldn't.
Okay.
And I'm really glad you called because otherwise you would have been stuck outside the United States.
All right. So,
I want to ask another question.
yeah.
What degrees have you obtained during your 7 years of F1 status?
They're mostly certification from Bible schools.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. 7 years. So you haven't obtained any degrees on your F1 since coming here.
No.
Yeah, that's called people playing with an F1 visa. That there, if you leave the United States and go anywhere, someone on an F1 has to make reasonable progress towards a degree.
Mm-hmm.
You've been hanging out on an F1 like you live here, but they're not going to like that at all.
Okay.
So you've made no real progress towards any degree. So
well, the reason I'm on F1 is because my late father was a U.S. citizen, serving in the Navy, and met my mom in Singapore. So I was born in Singapore, but before he was before I was born in July, he was sent back to the US in March because of injury. And I never had any documentation done, and he passed away shortly after. So that left me in limbo, and we only started the process of applying for I think it's N600, is that?
Yep.
Yeah. But they needed my dad's sworn affidavit because of the years that I was born in. He was there for the Vietnam War.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm trying to resolve that at the moment for the past few years, but in the meantime, the student visa seemed to be the only way I could stay here.
Yeah, well, that's fine. People can stay on an F1, but just religious schools giving out I-20s when someone's not getting any degrees.
Hmm.
Those two things are unrelated. Whether or not you're a U.S. citizen or not, or whether or not you should be in the United States to try to prove up your N600. I mean, what's the status of the N600? Is that on file? Has it been decided? What's the deal?
Um, it's been declined because I couldn't. My late father has passed away for so many years. We couldn't find the paperwork.
Okay.
So
So you're not. So as we sit here right now, as a matter of law, you're not a U.S. citizen.
no,
You're just someone who's been in the United States on a F1 for 7 years.
right.
So that's like you're getting into the area of where they think you're abusing the F1 system, and they're not going to let you get a green card. They're not going to let you get another F1 if you leave the United States.
I see. Even if I go to a U.S. embassy in another country, you don't think they would?
I think the chances of you getting a visa after having made no progress towards any degree over 7 years, I think the chances of any embassy, Singapore, the U.S. embassy anywhere, Singapore or otherwise, are less than 10%.
Okay. All
I,
right. Thank.
I've seen, yeah, it's okay. I've seen this case. I had a case in DC, and I really, really, really had to fight to show that he'd made some progress. Um, but I think he had at least gotten an associate's degree.
I see.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Michelle. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Yep. When you're on an F1, just because they give you an I-20 doesn't mean you get to stay. You've got to be working towards a degree. That's a real important part of the rules. All right. Ravi's here. Hello, Ravi.
Oh, hey Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, nice, good stuff. I've seen, I've watched a few of your videos. I think you're doing a really great job,
Thanks.
educating people. So it's actually really nice. It helped me a lot also to get some answers. Unfortunately, there are still a few unanswered questions for which I thought of, getting an audience with you.
Go for it.
So here's the deal. So I've been, so I moved to the US, kind of 2015, late September. I got my green card through my employer, November 2019. And then, I've been residing in the US, or rather, I resided in the US all the way until, well, now as well. Although unfortunately, I went through a divorce in 22 to actually 23. And my parents also fell ill at the time. So I applied for my re-entry permit. And I am in India right now. I did go back, I did not cross the 6 month mark. I kept, going. I think I was out for five months from the US. I visited, or rather, I went back, um, you know, for like a couple of weeks, and then I came back to India. I was here again for maybe 4 months, actually less than 4 months, and then I went back to the US in April, and now I'm back to India. I plan on going back to the US August, end of August. Um, my question is, will I be eligible to file my for my citizenship, the N400, given that I've spent in total in US physically 3.6 years in the last 5 years, and I did not actually have trips for more than 6 months outside of the US? Or will it raise eyebrows because of my long duration outside of the US? I still have my house over there. My bank accounts, my kids actually, both my kids, my 10-year-old and my 7-year-old, they're both still in North Carolina. They go to school over there. They're with their, my ex-wife, their mother, in North Carolina, and I plan to file in North Carolina, which is where my home is also.
When you first became a lawful permanent resident, was it a conditional green card or a 10-year green card?
It was, I got it through my employer.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So, and did your spouse get a green card through that
Through
marriage?
me.
Got it.
Correct. So she got it through me because we were already married.
Yeah, I got it.
So she got it through me. Yeah.
What's the start date on the green card?
It is 18th of November, 2019.
Okay, and 18th of November 2019. Okay, so 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so November. Tell me the date.
Will it help? Yeah, will it help if I share my screen? I actually have like everything printed out.
Sure, if you want.
Sure.
I don't know if you can. Can you? I don't know.
Let's try, I guess. Window entire screen. There, do you see my screen?
No, maybe I have to. I don't know. They might not
Oh,
let you.
okay.
If you're a guest, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. That's
Tell me
okay.
again, tell me again the start date on your green card.
18th of November, 2019.
Okay, so number one is if I were you, I wouldn't apply on the 3-month early rule. I would apply on the full 5 years. Okay, so wait till the 20th or so of November to apply. That's number one. So
Okay.
you're telling me that between November of 19 and November of 2024, you have no trips outside the United States for more than 6 months.
Correct. I did go back, like I made sure that I did not cross 6 months.
So no.
At the same time, I did also apply for my re-entry permit. I applied for it in 2022, February. Yeah. I got it only in April 24, actually, like this year. Actually, sorry, I applied for it in 23 February. I got it in April 24.
So that's
but
good.
Nonetheless, I did not stay outside for more than 6 months. I did go back,
So just for me, to know, because people ask me re-entry permits, yours took 14 months.
It took a lot. Yeah, it did take 14 months. That's correct. In fact, 15.
Okay. All right. Now.
But I was in the US. Like I was in the US. I left in July of 23. So while I was waiting, there was still some portion, but I was still in the US.
So we have good days and bad days, right?
Correct.
So you're telling me that basically you have 3 years total of good days and 2 years total of bad days.
No, 3.6 years of good days and 1.1 years of bad days.
1.4.
1.1.
1.1 and 3.6. Oh, okay. Now,
yeah.
When are you moving back to the United States?
So I was thinking of going in August and applying, and then being there until I get my citizenship. But based on your suggestion, you're actually suggesting I go, wait the entire November and then file. So I was thinking of going back sometime next year. Yeah.
So the other thing is, you need 90 days of living in your district before you apply for citizenship.
Does it matter if I have my address and everything still over there, like everything?
Maybe that argument's going to fly, but why give them that to hit you over the head with? I would definitely wait the full 90 days.
Okay, so basically go in November, spend 90 days over there, and then apply.
Or go in August, just have your go, and then August, September, October, November, whatever it is, be there 90 days, then apply. Like if I were you, I'd go back August 15th and apply November 20th.
August 15th, apply November. Okay, got it.
You asked me, like, will they raise an eyebrow at that? For that part of the argument, with all the things we've covered, no trips more than 6 months in your house for 90 days before you apply, and more good days than bad, they can raise their eyebrow all they want, but it's just math. It's literally just math. It's your burden. You prove up all the right days, and it becomes a non-issue.
Got it. And me being there for 90 days actually does add some extra weight, but me not being there for 90 days in the US could actually cause problems. That's what you
yeah, because you would have the argument that you resided in there, but they would argue, well, you've been residing really in India for a while, and you just showed up a week before you applied for citizenship. So again, why give them the
Mhm.
90 day? Why give them that 90
Got
day
it.
agreement?
Got it. Okay. Okay.
I
That's
think I think
that's
I
very
think
good.
overall you've done it all right. I think you're good.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That sounds good.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jim. Have
Hi,
a nice
Robbie.
rest of the day.
See you, buddy. Thanks for the
All right.
call.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Can I just say that it sure is great having Dammy in the group. Always pleasant, always happy, always nice shares, always supportive of everybody. Very glad to have you in our little cool kids club. Paul and Joanna are here. Hello, Paul and Joanna.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm driving a forklift too while working. But so I have a particular question. So we are documentarily qualified. I got approved. So I guess let me back up real quick. So basically, I filed our spousal CR1 visa with my Filipino wife. I'm a U.S. citizen. Back on April 14th of 2023. Got approved around April 20th of 2024, and then we filed through NVC, and just this last month we got documentarily qualified through NVC.
Okay.
Uh, my question is since we did file with a visa consultant, and based on their what they've said and others, sorry, based on what they're saying, is many people throughout Manila are still waiting approximately, still waiting to, since September of 2023 for visa visa interviews for South visa. So I'm just trying to figure out what possibly I can do if I can kind of move that forward. I don't think we can apply for an expedite or anything. We actually tried and got denied. Any advice that you might think, and or also what do you think how long that it might take for that visa interview?
There's only one thing for you to do, and that is wait. And
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be 14 to 18 months from when you got DQ'd.
Okay. All right. That's all I really got though.
Thanks,
So yeah.
Paul. Be
Yeah.
careful. See
Hey,
you,
thank
buddy.
you so much.
Boy, we've had some interesting calls this week. That's all I'm saying. Alex is here. Hello, Alex. Hello, you're on mute, Alex. Hello, Alex. Now you're off mute, but we can't hear you. All right. I don't know what's up with Alex. Hello, Olasapu. Is this the same person I talked to before? Hello? Are you there? All right. I'm going to kick out some people out of the waiting room. Clean up our little list. There's old Hina. Hello, Hina. Thanks for hopping on. Teslima. Hello, Teslima. Are you there? You're on mute.
Hi, yes, I'm in here.
Hi.
Yeah, so I have a question. Uh, a long time back, I talked to you last year, the concerning about to get the green card for my husband that I sponsor. So unfortunately, I was in my fraud marriage trap. I didn't know. So the way she convinced me, I was on full trust and believe in love with him. But as soon as he got the green card, he got the green card without the interview, and I don't know. And so he changed. He changed, and and he went back in Bangladesh without me. And I also followed him. I went there, and they abandoned me with their parents and everyone. So I came back and I informed the immigration, but I didn't heard anything from the immigration. And he's going back and forth. The 5 times he went back and come back in the USA. And last the news update is he marry again in Bangladesh, second marriage, but still we had an end divorce. Okay, still I'm his legal wife in USA. And one more thing, when I while I was in Texas, then after my job, I got transferred in Delaware now. And in the Texas, so when he go back and forth, come back, he one time he came in my house when they abandoned me in Bangladesh, that he denied that I'm his wife and blah blah. Then in Texas, he also had an argument with me, and I called the police. And then I have a daughter also. My previous marriage, so he hit my daughter. So he has charged in criminal case in Texas
Right.
court. And he got arrested on that time, and he was in jail for 11 days, and he got that $30,000 bond.
Okay, so what's the question, Teslima?
Yeah.
What's the question?
The question is, so this is totally clear. This he did with me is a fraud marriage, right? His intention was only to seek the green card, but yeah, I was depressed. I was broken down totally that time. But how can I get the help from you to inform immigration? This is the polygamy, what he did right now, right?
It sounds. So here's what I'll say, Teslima. You ready?
Yeah.
He sounds like a terrible person. Based on everything you say, he sounds really bad. He sounds like he engaged in immigration fraud. It sounds like he hit your daughter. It sounds like he should go to jail. I actually hate him. But despite all that, I don't help people deport other people. No matter how bad they are, that's not my job. That's not my role. I don't get involved in that. There's other people whose job that is. Immigration, Customs Enforcement, USCIS, that's their gig, not my gig. So I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that.
No, not the help as like I want to get the advice or suggestion, anything that right now I have the document of his second marriage. What he did is a polygamy, and USA is not allowed the polygamy, right?
What do you want me to do? I don't help with that. Yes, that sounds like polygamy. Sounds like a piece of shit. Sounds like somebody needs to beat the crap out of him. But
how can I inform? Let's say that if I want to inform the immigration,
you said you already.
I did before that he married. Right? I sent that as like my statement, what he did with me, right? And the case paper, the criminal case charges, and from the Texas. But right now, February he remarry again, right? How can I inform the immigration?
So again, there's a 1-800 number for USCIS. ICE has a 1-800 number. You can call. You can contact them. I'm just not going to point you in that direction. I hope he gets deported. He sounds like a shitbird. Sounds like a bad dude. Sounds like a polygamist. I can't help with that. And she wasn't listening, so she had to go. All right. Let's go on to see if there's someone we can help, like Francesca. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
It could be better, but I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
What's up? What's wrong?
So I was born in the Bahamas, born and raised in the Bahamas. I am a U.S. citizen from my father, who was born in the U.S. I have 3 kids. The second one was born in the Bahamas also, but he's not straight. We relocated to the U.S. and Florida in 2019 after the hurricane in the Bahamas. At that time, he was at the age of 13. He's currently 18 now, but he's not straight. He graduated from high school, applied to colleges, but unfortunately, he's unable to start because he has nothing. He did come in legally via his passport, Bahamian passport, but we have nothing, nothing for him to say that he's a citizen as yet. So my question is, I guess, if you can guide or direct me as to what forms or how do I go about the process? If it can be the N-600 because he would be considered a U.S. citizen at birth because of me, or I guess the I-130 in the adjustment status form.
So, how many years before he was born did you live in the United States?
So there's been several times from 1986 to 1989. I do have a school transcript from 87 to 88 that shows that I attended school. I lived in Nashville from 1999 to 2002. I do have, with the one from Florida, I do have notarized statements from both my mom and my dad. 1999 to 2002, I lived in Nashville, Tennessee with my eldest sister. And then I relocated back home. And then 2002 to 2004, I lived in Hollywood, Florida, and then moved back to the Bahamas. So there's several times period.
Where was he born?
He was born in 2005.
So if I were to ask you, did you live in the United States for at least 5 years, 3 of which were after you turned 14, before he was born? The answer to that question is yes.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get my book. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, was this an in-wedlock birth or an out-of-wedlock birth?
Out of wedlock birth.
Out-of-wedlock birth. Okie doke. And is your son's father a U.S. citizen?
No, he's not.
Okay. Okay, so this one's a little bit different.
Okay.
That's weird. I've never seen that before. The mother has to be physically present in the U.S. continuously 12 months prior to the child's birth. Was that true or false?
So when you say continuously, because I've had several meanings from this, I actually was also in communication with the U.S. Embassy back in the Bahamas. They did say continuously without leaving for 1 day within that 1 year. Is it without leaving for 1 day within that 1 year, or just straight year, right?
Let's do it a different way. You tell me what you got.
Honestly, I was 17 at the time when I moved, that I can remember when I moved to Nashville. I want to say that there is a year there that I did not leave.
Oh, I think this means the exact 12 months before his birth is what I think.
Yes. Yes.
What's his date of birth?
September 10th, 2005.
Oh, he's a Virgo. You gotta love that. I'm September 13th. Okay. So September 10th, 2005. So from September 10th, 2004 to September 10th, 2005, did you live in the United States?
No. I left the United States early part of 2004.
Okay, hold on. Actually, I'll tell you what, this is going to bore everybody if I just do this on camera. Why don't you email me the timeline of everything?
Okay.
And I'll look in my little book, although I'm traveling next week, so it might take me a little while, but go ahead and email me, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay.
And then my last question is, how did he enter the United States? Did he get a stamp? Did he enter as a
his passport is stamped. He entered in his Bahamian passport and it did get stamped.
As a visitor?
Correct.
And when was that entry?
In 2019. I want to say maybe in August of 2019.
And what have you done since then to try to get status? Just to figure.
Honestly, I really haven't done anything. I did apply for the U.S. passport, but they ended up calling me from the passport agency in Washington and told me that I needed more proof, as to say 5 years of proof to show that I was in the U.S. But ever since then, I haven't tried anything. Recently, I was in communication with the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas, and I've provided them with several documents because they said I need to show proof of the 1 year continuously. And the documents I provided, like the school transcript, the notarized statements.
Yeah, but they might not have realized that it was an out of wedlock birth, because that's a different approach.
Okay.
Well, send me an email. We'll go from there. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right. Thanks, Francesca.
Thank you so much. You as well.
Yep. All right. Old Creaky Bones is asking what book I'm using. Of course, I'm using Ira Kurzban. This is the Immigration Bible. Every immigration lawyer, Creaky Bones. You asked me before what you should do. You should join AILA and you should buy this book. You get an electronic version of it, but like we all fight over it here. Now it's 2 books. It's so thick. But if you're going to be practicing immigration law, you got to do that. All right. There are 10 people in the waiting room. Only 1 is on camera. So you know who I'm calling on, and that is Urban Guitar Legend. Hello, Urban.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
Thank you for having me. I'm fine.
What's up?
I filled out a I-129F for my fiance in Madagascar. And when I filled it out, I I put her incorrect birth year in 2 places. So when they sent me the confirmation, the NOAA 1 or whatever, it had her incorrect birth year. So I called them up and asked what I should do, and they said to just send a letter to them, FedEx or whatever, which I did the next day. And
what was their real year of birth, and what year did you put?
It should have been 2001. I put 2021.
Oh,
so she'd be 3 years old.
You're bringing your three-year-old fiance over. I see.
Right.
Okay.
So I sent him to the letter. I also went online to the UCIS website. They have a thing where you can put in a request to correct something.
I think that's great. I'm with you so far.
Yeah, and they sent me I went back online to check my USCIS account, and they said we made a change to birth date. They didn't say whose birth date. They just said we made a change to a birth date.
So that sounds like they fixed it.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
And I assume did you send a copy of the biographic page of her passport when you applied?
Yeah, and her birth certificate. That's
those both have the correct year. Yeah, I think you're fine.
Okay, no problem.
That's it.
That's pretty much it.
All right, now you got to keep us posted because, which embassy will she go to? Because I don't even know about Madagascar.
Antananarivo.
Nice. All right, well, let us know, because I don't think we've ever had someone on the show or even related applying for someone from Madagascar. So as things go on, Urban Guitar Legend, keep us posted, okay?
Will do.
See you, buddy.
Thank you. All right.
Later. Yep, for sure. And hopefully next time Urban comes on, he can play us a little tune. That would be great. We've had a couple of guitar players on the show before, and it's always a good way to end the show or begin the show. All right, let's go to Sam. Sam, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Jim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. So I have a question for my dad. He's getting ready to apply for his citizenship. So my question is about his taxes. So my mom and dad are married, but my mom lives back in our home country, and she's here now. But back then, when she was living back home, and my dad was living here, he didn't know how to add her on his taxes. So he was filing his taxes as a single. And then when she came here with a green card, he started filing as married. So for those years that he was filing as single while he was married, would that be an issue for his citizenship?
No, I don't think so. On any applications that he filed, he always listed her as his spouse, right?
Correct. Yes.
So he never hid the fact that he was married to her, right?
No.
And of course, she did not get a social security number until she got her green card, so he couldn't have really added her to his taxes, right?
Yeah, and since she did get her stuff, her paperwork, he's been filing as married to her.
The only thing I would say, I think generally we're fine. Okay, I think we're fine. The only thing I want you to find out is there any argument that your dad paid less taxes by not listing her? I think, in fact, if he had listed her, he would have paid less taxes, right?
Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, you actually get more benefits if you file married. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're fine.
He should be okay. Okay, so he doesn't need to go back and amend these taxes or anything.
No.
Okay. That was my only question. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye, Sam. All right. Rochelle is here. Hello, Rochelle.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great, except for my damn cough.
I'm sorry. I hope you feel better.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So I'm not sure how I should go forth with getting a green card in the future. So I have multiple different options. I'm on an F1 visa. Well, I guess it's expired now, but I'm transitioning to an H1B for postdoc. So I'll be wrapping up. Thank you. So I don't know if I should try to get a green card through a job after my postdoc, or if I should try to apply for exceptional alien type of approach, or just get married to my partner. He's a green card holder and we've been together for over a year, but I'll be moving to a different state So I'm not sure like what option would be best going forward because I'd want to live here and work in the U.S. going forward.
Sure. So, I mean, obviously, let the H-1B part play itself out, so you're, in good status and maintain that H-1B for as long as you can or need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that employer willing to sponsor you for a green card or no?
So if there's a job opening, I know they have a job opening now, which I can't get because I need to do my postdoc first in order for me to work in my field. But
Yep.
if it's a job opening, they do typically take on their postdocs.
So, how did your spouse get their green card?
For their dad. So their dad came to the U.S., got citizenship, and then they got it at some point after.
How long have they had their green card?
I've had my green card since 09.
09.
Why haven't you applied for citizenship?
I did, but when I was in college, I got arrested for like petty theft at Walmart.
Yeah.
And I've had like misdemeanors like
Fighting.
public fighting and stuff like that. So I got denied, and then I just applied for a new green card.
When did you get when did the last fighting or criminal thing occur?
Was it
2017?
2017?
So you have 5 good years now of good moral character?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, nothing since.
Nah. I'm out of school now in the working world. I'm doing the right things.
And that's good. That's good. Well, Rochelle's got you on the straight and narrow. When did you get denied for citizenship?
This year, like a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
In April, yeah.
As you said, she got me on the straight and narrow because she was like, all right, it's about time. So I applied.
So what happened was he could not find documentation about how
it was resolved.
Each thing was resolved.
So he got denied for failure to respond to a request for evidence, as opposed to he's a bad dude, we don't want to let him become a citizen.
Yeah. So he went to the different police stations and got background checks and stuff. Well, the best that he could, and he couldn't find the information that they wanted. Like one of them, he just couldn't find it at all. And we talked to people and they said they just didn't have records of it.
Yeah, I ended up getting some documentation.
Yeah, but it didn't say how it was resolved.
Yeah, I think they were looking for something with like a judge.
So here's what I'll say. Number one, like I said, get that H-1B so that you maintain your status. Number two, you sir should hire us or somebody else. Getting the records is not an impossible thing. It's probably just something you're not good at. We do this all the time. So I would say hire us or somebody else to do your naturalization case. There's no reason to, if you have 5 good years of good moral character, we want to get you nailed down for citizenship for the rest of your life anyway. Right? And then I would say that's going to make Rochelle's life much easier than having to do national interest waiver or getting an employer. Like everything's just going to be a lot faster and easier if you become a citizen. I mean, you could apply for her as a green card holder too. You could do that. So I would say let her get her H-1B. You could go ahead and file your I-130 to get her process going. They've accelerated the amount of wait time for green card holders where it's going to go pretty fast, where if you don't get your citizenship, but I want you to clean up your citizenship. It's dumb. It's not you're dumb, but it's dumb not to get your citizenship just because you couldn't find the records.
Yeah, I thought so too. I went everywhere. I got I pulled several documents. I went to Arkansas, went to Jersey.
You actually went there?
Yeah,
physically.
Yeah, no, we can do this all through the mail. There's no reason to go anywhere.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, email me if you want. Otherwise, have a great weekend, guys.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye, guys. All right. That'll do it for today's show. Gotta love having the side character. We always like having the side character, especially when the side character has their own case. That's always a fun little thing. Kofi, they probably didn't take away his green card. In fact, I think he said he just renewed his green card. So I've always been surprised. You can't just take away your green card because they deny your N-400. I've always been surprised, though, at how much easier it is to renew your green card than it is to get your citizenship. In other words, I'm sometimes surprised that they don't dig a little deeper when somebody has something as to whether or not that could keep them from getting their citizenship. Could it also mean they lose their green card? But no reason to encourage those assholes to cause more trouble. That's the old USCIS that we know and love. Big up to the Bahamians. I don't know if they say if they have Yardies in Bahamas, but you know. hope you all have a great night, great rest of your weekend. No show tomorrow, most likely, maybe conceivably, if there's some kind of immigration delay or airport delays. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue Southwest for airport delays. How about that? No. That was funny. Southwest was the only one that wasn't affected by that Microsoft outage because Microsoft's or Southwest computers are so damn old. But yeah, we'll be traveling today and tomorrow. It's going to be catch as catch can. I'll try to do a couple shows this week. If you're not on our text line, that's a good time to do it. 314-470-3300. Text the word show, and we'll let you know when we're going to do the show. Bye, guys. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.